You know, any 45 auto ammo is ample. I mean, even round nose ball is pretty deadly, and it's been used in several wars, and we know how effective it is on human assailants. Hi folks, Tim Sundles here. My beautiful wife Kim is doing the filming on her iPhone. Many of you know that for a long time I've looked for an out-of-the-box pistol, stock pistol, that will shoot 45 Super ammo. And let me show you what we have here. This is 45 Super with the 250 grain or 255 grain bullet doing 1100 feet a second. This is the very same 255 grain bullet in a 45 ACP doing, well, depending on the pistol, 950 feet a second. It's been a long search for me, and probably the two most robust factory pistols made, you know, not something from a custom shop, I mean factory out of the box, is the HK Mark 23 and the HK USP Tactical. They're very durable pistols. They're made to be robust from the get-go. They were designed around 45 ACP plus P ammo, which is what this is. And they're very, very durable. So what I've learned, I've shot a ton. For me, and I gotta understand, and I always do this, my interest in a gun may not be the same as another person's interest in the same gun. For me, the 45 Super served a purpose in the great outdoors. It gave me a powerful semi-auto that, you know, I could stop bear charges, those kinds of things with. Well, so what I did is I tested the heck out of these guns. This one is completely factory stock, and this one has Wolf 10% magazine springs in the magazine. Other than that, it's 100% factory out of the box stock. What I discovered is this 255 grain bullet is so heavy that if you have the slide operate at 45 super pressures and it increases your cycling rate, the magazine springs, even when they're the 10% plus power magazine spring, cannot push a magazine load of that bullet up fast enough always for the slide returning to catch the cartridge and chamber it. And so I just started testing 45 Super with lighter bullets, like our 200 grain, the 185 grain, and voila. The magazine spring has to work less hard and gets the cartridge in place for the slide to pick up on its way home. Now, to me, that's kind of useless because I want that heavy 255 grain for use in the woods on dangerous animals. So, I mean, if we're talking just social work, social defense, you know, any 45 auto ammo is ample. I mean, even round nose ball is pretty deadly, and it's been used in several wars, and we know how effective it is on human assailants. So here's the deal with the pistols. This Mark 23 is a pretty big pistol. It has a barrel 3/4 of an inch longer than the USP Tactical. It weighs 7.5 ounces more than the USP Tactical. They're both hyper accurate because of how they're designed. And if it's possible to get an overall out-of-the-box pistol more accurate than a USP, it is the Mark 23. They're just stupid accurate, way better than I can shoot with almost every load I try them with. So I don't really care very much if I'm going to carry it outdoors in a shoulder holster and it's 7.5 ounces heavier, that's not the end of the world for me, because bigger guns are really nice in the outdoors. And in a shoulder holster, you don't notice 7.5 ounces more. Of course, you can shoot these suppressed if you choose. I would carry this outdoors. In fact, I ordered a Simply Rugged Ready Rig for this with the light adapter on it that you can just buy it right from HK. It's a factory part. And I'm going to install that, and it will fit the holster. I've already talked to Rob Leahy at Simply Rugged. And I ordered a holster, a Sundles Ready Rig from Simply Rugged for the USP Tactical as well. I want to carry them both outdoors. They both hold 12 rounds in the magazine. The magazines are not interchangeable. And when I fire these pistols, I put 12 in the magazine, chamber one, put one more in the magazine, so I have 13 round capacity, and that's how I shoot them both. Every magazine load I put through them, it's 12 plus one, because I want to make sure that they function reliably that way. So that's how I train with them. And I would go so far as to say neither of these are fully broken in yet, especially the Mark 23. These are a pistol that need 500 rounds to be fully broken in, and I might have close to that out of the USP. I've only got about 300 rounds through this Mark 23. I'm gonna step outside and shoot so you can see how these things shoot. And I will say this, for the heavier pistol, there's less recoil, less felt recoil, because the pistol's heavier, which can speed up your shooting times. Also, with the 3/4 inch longer barrel, I noticed with that load right there, if I shoot a full magazine through the chronograph and then a full magazine through the USP, I've noticed that this pistol gives me 22 feet a second more velocity. It's not very much. It adds up when a bullet is that heavy, but it's still not very much. I do get a little bit longer sight radius with this pistol, which is helpful for accuracy. I mean, it just makes a wonderful outdoor carry pistol, you know, for defending yourself in the outdoors or for hunting and plinking and stuff with that long sight radius. It's very, very nice. Either one of these I could carry outdoors with the right ammo and feel very well protected. With this load, the exact velocities were 981 feet a second, 959 feet a second. Those were the exact velocities. If I run the super load through them, they mostly cycle just fine, even with the heavy bullet, but you might get a stoppage in a magazine or once every couple magazines. To me, that's not reliable. So you just shoot the lighter 45 Super. But when I run it at that speed, this is like 1,110 feet a second, and this one's like 1,130 feet a second. So that's just a lot of power. Folks, we're gonna go outside and shoot. I wanna shoot them both. I'll shoot them fairly fast at steel at close range, and definitely the heavier gun is faster. Anyway, God bless. We'll see you outside. All right, folks, we're outside to do a little shooting of the Mark 23 and the USP Tactical. The USP Tactical has a black front sight. That's going to be hard for me to shoot fast. This one at least has a white dot. Let's just walk over. You know, most civilian shootings, and whether we're talking defense against bears or human shootings, most of them are under 5 yards. I don't like to get 5 yards away from the steel because I just get sprayed with all kinds of bullet splatter, you know, and it's okay. It can't hurt you. With safety glasses on, it can't hurt you. But anyway, we'll shoot at about 10 yards, which is double the distance you would expect maybe triple the distance you'd expect a bear attack or a human attack. Here's the Mark 23 in action. It's a gun worth owning. So I had one or two misses in that little volley there. And, you know, if a guy was to practice, you could shoot this as fast as you could shoot a 9mm almost. You just would have to put in a lot of practice and practice on actually doing it fast. Let's go get the USP Tactical. If you want, you can wait right here, babe, and I'll... And these guns being completely factory, I will say this, that they would benefit from a trigger job and, you know, a front sight that's not black. So I think I missed two again on that one. And a lot of the speed issues on this is just that black front sight. Fix that and you won't have too much trouble. I have lights ordered for both this and the Mark 23 and holsters ordered, and I'm going to carry these for a few years now and just use the heck out of them and see what I think 2 years down the road after each of them has several thousand rounds through them. Thanks, folks. God bless.